I've always loved hairstyles like this. They look so classy, glamorous and masculine, all at the same time. A fine haircut that is well styled is a timeless mark of a gentleman. But today, too many young men are following the latest hair trends, whether that be the mullet, buzz cut, or zoomer bangs. Yes, I was guilty of that one too. So in today's video, I want to show you exactly what the old Hollywood hairstyle is and exactly how you can create it. We will cover what to tell your barber, the correct styling products and technique, and I'll give you some advice on whether or not this style is right for you. But first, let's define what this style is and gather some inspiration. This hairstyle was the predominant hairstyle for well-to-do men from the 1920s until the late 1960s. In the golden age of Hollywood, stars like Cary Grant, Humphrey Bogart, and James Stewart made this hairstyle popular on a mass scale, spawning generations of imitators. In fiction, characters like Don Draper and Sean Connery's portrayal of James Bond have maintained an appreciation of this hairstyle in the imagination of viewers. But few men these days are brave enough to attempt it. This video is here to demystify this hairstyle and show you how easily it can be achieved. There are a few distinguishing features of this look that you need to know about. The most obvious is the use of a slick, shiny product known as a pomade. These days, there are many products called pomade that will not give you this effect, but I'll tell you how to find the right pomade later in this video. The other distinguishing feature is the length. This hairstyle does not use clippers, does not have any kind of undercut or fade. It is natural, and that's what creates the elegant effect. Thirdly, most hairstyles of this sort have a side parting. These days, side parts aren't as popular as they once were, but it goes a long way to create the old Hollywood aesthetic. But you can also slick your hair straight back, as Humphrey Bogart did. Whether or not a side part will look good for you depends on your face shape, and I encourage you to experiment with your comb and see what looks best. To attempt this style, your hair needs to be medium length. If it's too short, you won't be able to comb it and create those distinct lines, but if it's too long, it will look greasy and unkempt. I recommend choosing either a hairstylist or a traditional barber for your haircut. That's because this is a scissor-only cut. Some barbers these days who work only with clippers are not very good at scissor work. So a barbershop that is busy with the buzzing of clippers and blaring rap music probably isn't the right place for this kind of style. To get my hair cut in this style, I decided to go to Chicago's most luxurious barbershop, Merchant and Rhodes. However, my hair was already the correct length to achieve this style before I got it specifically cut this way. When you're in the chair, tell them that you want a classic side part scissor cut. Show them photos of Don Draper or Cary Grant. Tell them you want to look like a leading man from the 1940s. Those are the exact words I told my barber, a leading man from the 1940s. One reason I switched to this hairstyle is because it's quicker and easier to create in the morning than my previous hairstyle, the pompadour. So here's how you do it. First, shampoo your hair and do your best to wash out any existing product as you rinse. When out of the shower, wait no longer than a few minutes to comb through your hair and remove any knots. Then use the comb to find your parting. When your hair is freshly cut, there may be a defined part that's easy to find. As things get more shaggy, you will have to discover and create this parting more carefully with your comb. The comb I recommend is a simple pocket comb like this one by Wall, which I'll link to in the description. Notice how I comb the parted side straight back rather than down. On the top of my head, I comb the bulk of my hair to the opposite side. On this side, I comb the hair straight back and the side connects neatly with the top. Then I take my fringe and comb it upward to create some height. You can experiment with different levels of height to see what suits your face best. From here, you have two options. You can either apply the product and be done with it, allowing your hair to air dry for the rest of the morning, or you can use a blow dryer. Now, I highly doubt men in the 1940s and 50s were using a blow dryer on their hair, but sometimes I'll use one to speed up the drying process. The product you need is an oil-based pomade. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. These days, oil-based pomades get a bad reputation, but they are the only choice if you want to achieve an authentic, old Hollywood look. There are many brands of oil-based pomade out there, but you'll have to buy them online or at a barbershop. Stores like Walmart, Target, and CVS do not sell these kind of products. Some brands that were popular in the 40s and 50s are still around today. Black and White, Murray's, and Royal Crown, to name a few. But as someone who has experimented with almost every pomade out there, I can tell you that I think Suavecito is the best. Why? It has that authentic, slick look without getting overly greasy like some of the older products do. Make sure you use their oil-based pomade, not the water-based one, and I'll put the link in the description so you can get the exact tin that I have here. They are not sponsoring today's video, I just genuinely think that they are the best, and I want to save you all the wasted time, money, and headache that I went through when discovering the correct product. With any oil pomade, it will not wash out entirely with just one shampoo. That's fine because you can allow the product to stay in your hair and just add a little bit each time you style it. A nice thing about these products is that they do not make your hair dry or crusty, so you can actually run your comb through your hair throughout the day to keep it neat. Unlike other hairstyles, which distract from certain features or even cover parts of the face, the old Hollywood hairstyle allows the full face to be shown exactly as it is. For that reason, this look works best on men who have naturally handsome features like Jon Hamm and Cary Grant. But I suppose you could say every hairstyle looks better when worn by a handsome man. When it comes to face shape, this style is best suited to square or oval faces like mine. It also looks better on men with sharply defined features such as high cheekbones, a sharp jawline, or a strong nose. If you notice, Mad Men's Pete Campbell and Don Draper have very similar hairstyles, but Pete looks like a dork and Don looks cool. The old Hollywood hairstyle is certainly a more mature look. It projects an image of confidence and success, but it can make you look older. You'll have to decide whether for you that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it naturally suits men who enjoy dressing in a more traditional way. It's a congruent hairstyle for the man who gravitates towards suits and ties and appreciates a traditional, gentlemanly aesthetic. However, you could wear the old Hollywood hairstyle with more modern clothing to create an interesting contrast. And finally, a note about hairlines. This hairstyle works well for men with all types of hairlines. Look at Don Draper, he has a high hairline and a large forehead just like I do. On the other hand, having a low hairline with a widow's peak also looks fantastic with this style. So even if you're a man who is losing his hair a little, this could be a good look for you. Gentlemen, let me know in the comments if you like this hairstyle, if you think it looks good on me, and if you're feeling inspired to try it for yourself. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.